Okay, good evening everyone and welcome to the May 28th, 2024 Town Board meeting. The Town Board has been in executive session discussing the hirings in particular departments and boards and may I have a motion to adjourn the executive session and open the public work session?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so we will start with administrative items. Rob, take it away.
Good evening. Under our administrative items tonight, we have a retroactive payment of claims for checks dated May 22nd. The adoption of minutes, were we gonna make that change and accept those tonight?
Yes, we'll accept those changes as amended, the minutes as amended.
The adoption of monthly reports for April of '24. We're going to approve the bathroom trailer rental for summer camp of 2024 and also the tent for the tent rental for summer camp of 2024. Authorization to accept the service agreement for the primary disinfectant system at the Millwood Water Treatment Plant. Authorization to solicit bids for tree removal, pruning, vertical mulching and stump grinding. Olmsted, our prior vendor, we had 3 extensions of that contract and we're up with that now, so we'll go back out to bid with that. Authorization to purchase ASCO Power Services manual transfer switch for the emergency standby generator. That is an anticipated cost as part of the capital project for the new generator at the water treatment plant. Authorization to purchase replacement zoned heat detectors at the treatment plant. An authorization to approve the appraisal proposal for Metro North property. That's the chap line. We need an easement or license agreement with Metro North, and as part of that process, we need to approve an appraisal for that property. An authorization to approve payment to Metro North Railroad to establish a force account for soil borings. That is the project for the water main that's gonna go underneath Sawmill River Parkway and the Metro North Railroad. That's a force account for any expenses that would be incurred by Metro North for our soil testings.
Rob, what's the timeline for that one?
For that project?
For that project?
I don't know right now. We haven't even been able to go out to bid. They need to do the soil boring so they can determine what the composition of the earth is underneath. We actually had to move that project further south from where it was proposed about 5 years ago because the soil, I think there was too much rock underneath there and we would have had the boring that we would have had to do to get under there was cost prohibitive, so we're moving the project a little bit further south, but we still need to confirm what that is before that project fully takes shape, so that's been in the works for a while and this will finally allow us to kind of move forward with it.
Okay.
We have an authorization to obtain bids for the improvements at the Chapac parking lot and the drainage up there. And the last couple of things, an authorization to use town property for a block party on Attitash Road. An authorization to approve our cybersecurity. FOA and Sons got back to us a couple weeks ago with the renewal rate for the 24-25 renewal. And fortunately, they've maintained the premium for next year, which is great. The prior year, we did have a huge increase for the cybersecurity. So over the last year or so, we've made some changes, including the multi-factor authentication and some other security changes that the cyber insurance companies like to see. So that helped keep the rates where they were. And last is the authorization to approve professional services for the annual water quality report. That is the printing and mailing of the annual water quality report. Not just the water quality report, but each department or quite a few many departments have added things to that mailing, so that cost is just a bit over $10,000, so that's why it's come to the board for their approval for that.
Okay.
That's already gone out, right?
Yes, it actually has already gone out, and it's by the New York State health department regulations, it has to be received in-home no later than May 31st. So most people received either Saturday or today. And now we have the full cost, so we're asking for.
Yeah, the estimate was right around 10,000 and I think the final is gonna come in, what, 10,085 or something like that.
Yes.
So that's why we've just as a courtesy to the board to inform them, anything over 10,000, we bring that to you, so. So let me know.
Very good. Okay, thank you, Rob. I think that concludes all of the items for the work session. Is there anything else we needed to bring up? We're all set? Okay. So may I have a motion now to adjourn the work session and open the town board meeting?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, any announcements, Rob? Or, you have a town administrator's report as well. I don't know
Yeah,
if you
just a
wanna
couple.
lump them all together.
I don't have a full administrator's report, but a couple of things I wanted to mention. Since we're now past Memorial Day, first of all, I wanna thank all the staff for their hard work on Memorial Day, Christina and Lauren in particular.
Our pleasure.
It went smooth from where I stood yesterday.
It was fantastic, thank you for
Oh.
everything you did.
Related to town hall operations after Memorial Day, that's when our summer hours kick in. So that only affects Fridays and we do close town hall at 3:15 on Fridays up until Labor Day. So that change, and then Christina notified the board in executive session. I'll let you talk a little bit about our parking renewals for 2024.
Certainly. And I just like to also remind people that we are leaving early and we appreciate it, but that's achieved by shorter lunch hours all week. And then, so basically people think that, and like I said, we still appreciate it, but I'd like the public to know that we're not just kind of skating out early. So the other thing I wanted to mention was the new parking year will begin July 1st. This is a change from during the COVID years, we had it expiring in December. Previous to that, it always expired June 15th. We're launching a new app and a new parking program so that we expect it to be fully functional and up and running July 1st. So if you wanna start looking for renewals online and getting your applications in.
So the previous renewals that we expected to end on the 15th will extend to the 1st. There's no additional cost. Your parking permit will still be in effect until then.
That's
Okay.
right, yes.
So will the
Yes.
years continue on that schedule, or will we then go back next year to?
Next year, they will expire on June 14th.
Yeah.
So we're just kind of,
So we'll stay on this schedule
Yeah, we will.
yes,
from now on.
June
Okay.
15th, yes.
Okay, that'll make it simple. Okay, thank you. Thank you. And then for the supervisor's report, I want to reiterate my thanks to all the staff for planning Memorial Day so well, and thank you for the programs and all of the organization. And I also wanna thank the parade committee, which was a very special thanks to Peter Godet, Jim McCauley, David Edgerton, and Dr. Michael Finkelstein and Eric Rosenfeld. It was really an absolutely fantastic day. The rain was threatening, but people came out anyway, and we had a lot of excitement. There was a lot of energy. All the town board members were there. We had elected officials, and I don't wanna forget anyone, but just to tell you, we met at 10:30 at Monument for the monument ceremony at Victory Corners, and the parade was at 11. And we had the ceremony at the Memorial Plaza by the train station at 11:30. We had President Bill Clinton, Secretary Hillary Clinton, New York State Senator Pete Harckham, State Assemblyman Chris Burdick, we had former Congressman Mondaire Jones, our county legislator and chairman Vedat Gashi, and representatives from Kirsten Gillibrand's office. And did we have any other electeds? I'm just thinking, well, I apologize if I'm skipping anyone, but we had all the town board members and electeds from the school district and the library. And I just want to give special thanks and shout out also to the Reverend Dr. Martha Jacobs and Rabbi Leora Landi for the opening prayer and closing prayer respectively, and we had the kids from the school, including Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts. We had Girl Scout troops 2737 and 1444. We had the boys, we had Girl Scout troops 2739 and 2719. We had the Horace Greeley High School Band, Horace Greeley High School Bugler, and also we had a keynote speaker, Major Rachel Kim from the US Army. So it was a really wonderful program, and so many people were out. And our Memorial Day is always so wonderful here, so we appreciate our community for coming out. I also want to mention that we are towards the tail end of our Envision Newcastle project. This is our collaborative and inclusive process for our residents to come out and let us know what they think about the best uses for our 23 acres of town-owned land surrounding the train station. So we've had in-person engagement sessions, and at this point, we still have the availability for online participation. You can go to our website, envisionnewcastle.com. You can still take a self-guided walking tour. You can take a look at the updates from the engagement sessions, and you can still give us feedback. And we were going to close out the process at the end of May, but we're going to continue through the first couple of weeks of June. So we really appreciate everyone's feedback. We've had high levels of participation, and it's been really interesting to hear people's ideas. So I encourage you to go on the website and participate. And with that, I think that will end my supervisor's report. Is there anything anyone else would like to add? Any observations on Memorial Day? No? Okay. All right, so next, we're going to have a discussion about the management of our Millwood Water Treatment Plant, Veolia. Today we had our annual sort of state of the water treatment plant presentation. We were all at the water treatment plant, we got a tour of it, and we heard from management basically regarding their operations and performance in capital projects and what's been going on for the year. Rob, is there anything you'd like to mention regarding the Veolia presentation?
Sure, I'll just mention, as you mentioned, they went through a lot of the projects that they completed during the year. I think he listed about 12 major projects, including the generator that we replaced, the roof replacement, the underground oil tank that was replaced. Those were some of the larger ones. Some of the important things that he went over too was a lot of the testing for the chemicals. We saw that we're far below EPA or New York State standards on all of the tested chemicals. We did bring up one point that will be mentioned if anybody hasn't yet seen the water quality report that should be in your mailboxes now or tomorrow, any day now, is that there was a testing violation in, I believe it was June of '23. They do quite a large number of tests each month. There was one particular test that they were unable to run in June of 2023. The test in May of '23 passed, significantly below the standards. The July test passed significantly below the standards. The June test was missed. John Young, the plant manager, mentioned that there were 3 different types of violations. This is the lowest tier of violation, just requiring public notice, which is what went out in the water quality report.
Right.
So that was just that they missed a particular test, not that we failed the test, and the subsequent and previous tests passed.
Right, and they've taken steps to ensure that that doesn't happen again. They've changed some protocols.
They have, yeah,
And they've been really extremely well organized there, and they do a great job. So this was unusual, and they were aware of it immediately, and they reported it to us.
Yeah, we're fortunate. We have had John Young and Assistant Manager Paul Steyer. They've both been there, I think, close to 30 years, so they have a really good handle on what's going on. And they did mention some staffing challenges they had in '23, but it appears to be settled now in '24. moving forward. But the management and even Steve, who was actually at the plant today, Steve Levitas, he's been there probably 20 years at least too. So he's the top level management's been there quite a long time.
Okay, very good then. Okay, so that brings us to public comment. Anyone with public comment, please come up. Feel free to come up to the microphone and state your name and your address and your comment.
Hi everyone, good evening. I have notes because otherwise I'm afraid I would ramble. So, hi, my name is Gabriela Sanchez. I reside on Hardscrabble Hill Road. I was unable to attend the April 30th town hall where residency was discussed. As a Mount Pleasant resident, but with children in the Central Chappaqua School District, I am deeply invested in the well-being of both the quality of the Newcastle programs and the inclusion and equality of all Chappaqua children in any programs offered. That's why when I heard the discussions taking place along what constitutes a resident, I wanted to understand for myself what other neighboring towns are doing to address the multi-ship and school children's solutions at their rec centers, as Newcastle is not unique in this area. I took the initiative to conduct some fact-finding, the results of which I wish to present to the board and to the rec center for their consideration. I also submitted them via email, and I did bring copies for the board today. I'll leave them up later. I created a table that represents published material and discussions along with my discussions with the neighboring town supervisors. In all neighboring cases, and by neighboring, just for everyone's reference, I looked into Briarcliff, Ossining, Mount Kisco, Mount Pleasant, and I started to do more, but I was hoping that was pretty inclusive. In all of these neighboring cases, school children, even when they reside outside of the township proper, are considered residents for that recreation program. I really thought this was important to share, as this is not aligned to what others represented the night of April 30th. I came here today to see if you also came to that same conclusion as part of your fact-finding and assessment into the solutions post the April 30th meeting. Before excluding approximately 8% of Chappaqua children from your programs, of which likely less than 2% use the rec services, it is really imperative that we ascertain whether the limitations lie within our facilities, staffing, funding, or other complexities. I also wanted to ensure the community was clear that while it is true non-residents have delayed entrance in some neighboring towns, in all neighboring towns, families of local children are considered residents, regardless of their township, not non-residents, as some stated on April 30th. I also discovered that in most cases, the non-township residents do pay a 20% surcharge to help account for the tax burden, and that is applied to help offset where funding is needed most, which I believe was in line with one of the proposals provided that night. I understand that this is a big endeavor to assess, and I came tonight to see if the board would like any assistance. While I am a full-time working parent, I think giving back to our community is important, and I will make time to help in any way. If not me, I would like to propose the establishment of a review board comprising of Newcastle taxpayers along with representatives from the Mount Pleasant Chappaqua residents. This collaborative effort would enable the board to explore a range of options and solutions to address the challenges that face our community programs. We are fundamentally one community. For Mount Pleasant Chappaqua residents, Newcastle is not just a neighboring town but the heart of our daily lives, which was also evidenced yesterday at the Memorial Parade. Thank you, Christina. It was beautiful. It was really lovely to see so many children in the parade, both from Newcastle and Mount Pleasant were represented. But the one thing they all had in common is they were all Chappaqua school children. I hope that before any decision is made to alter the residency policy, you do consider equal access to all Chappaqua children who consider Newcastle their home for sports, activities, and social gatherings. I urge the board to engage residents in finding a solution. After all, even if some children are excluded, the root issue of enrollment still remains. I believe that involving the community in this process will not only assure a more comprehensive assessment, but also foster a sense of ownership and unity within our town. Thank you for allowing me to speak tonight on this matter, and I leave you with the facts of my research.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gabrielle. Your comment? Thank you.
You know, I wanna say thank you for the work you did and for offering to help us. I think that's a great thing about our communities. People do volunteer and they help out. So I just wanna thank you for that. And also I wanna say that we have been looking into this as well. So Lino, we weren't ready to talk about it tonight, and I'm not sure if we have all of that or we're not really prepared to talk about our findings, but it would be interesting to see the different aspects
Yeah, I
of.
think you're still in the process of reviewing that, so I mean, it was
Yeah.
public comment, so I think let's
But we'll take
take
a
what-
look, definitely.
take what you have and
Yeah.
let's take a look at it.
We'll take a look
Thank
at
you,
it.
I really
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Thank you for
Thank you guys for
Yeah,
listening.
thank
Just
you.
make sure you have a copy of it, right?
Do I leave now?
Okay.
You
No, you
can,
can
you
stay.
can
You can
stay.
stay.
I leave now 'cause I didn't
There
leave.
was silence.
No,
Usually.
No, I'm very interested
Most
actually.
people
Yeah.
want to.
Yeah.
No, you can stay, it's fine. I think we're almost,
but you
I think we're almost,
stay.
we're almost done. And I guess the only thing I would add is that we, our preference is to have everybody. And I would like to work, wherever we come out on this, I'd like to work to come out to that end result, is to be able to have everybody included.
Thank you.
So, all right, but we'll be discussing that, I don't know, in the next few weeks or so. Yeah. Okay,
Any comments online?
any comments online, Lauren?
No hands are raised.
Okay, well, that concludes the public comment period. And we will go straight to our consent agenda in our resolutions. Let's see, Holly, do you wanna start off?
Absolutely. I move to adopt the items 1 through 14 as listed on the consent agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
I move to retroactively approve the payment of claims in the amount of $912,672.91 based on the summary AP check register and detail voucher detail reports dated May 22nd, 2024. Checks were printed and distributed to each claimant listed on Wednesday, May 22nd, 2024.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Wanna do one more?
Oh, go ahead.
Speaking of, yeah.
I move to authorize the hiring of the following individuals to serve as recreation attendants within the Recreation and Parks Department to serve as 2024 camp staff as listed in the agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Ally, go ahead.
I move to authorize the change in status from provisional to permanent for Jamie Bucci, yay, congratulations, who serves in the position of Recreation Supervisor within the Recreation and Parks Department at the annual salary of $89,862.87, effective retroactively to May 13th, 2024.
Second. All in favor?
Aye. I move to authorize the hiring of Ernest Aday for the position of Recreation Supervisor within the Recreation and Parks Department at the annual salary of $80,596.68, effective June 17th, 2024.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Just do one
I
more.
move, let me finish the page.
Let's see.
I move to authorize the hiring of Fernando Rosas for the position of seasonal laborer within the Department of Public Works Water Unit at the hourly rate of $18 per hour, effective May 28th, 2024.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Jen, you can go ahead.
I move to accept the resignation from Eldad Gotthelf from the position of member of the Planning Board effective May 21st, 2024. The town would like to thank Eldad for his dedicated service.
Second.
Before I ask, I just wanna thank Eldad for his service and we're sorry to see you go, Eldad. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
I move to authorize the appointment of Jeffrey Ziegler from alternate member to member of the Planning Board for the remainder of the vacated term effective May 22nd, 2024 through March 31st, 2025.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I move to authorize the hiring of Carly Hannafin for the position of student intern within the town clerk's department for a period of 6 weeks for a lump sum of $2,000 effective May 28th, 2024. This resolution hereby revised one originally adopted on March 26th, 2024.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that concludes our resolution. So let's see, may I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We are hereby adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.